All right. Hello, everyone. All right. Let's make it happen. All right. Coach Shay is here. Had to get my stuff together over here. Had to get my things together, but I'm live. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's the end of the month. It's the end of the month. I just cannot believe October just came on in. Just came on in. So I am Coach Jay. I am a leadership content strategist and coach writer as well. And my job is to help you convert with content, especially from an authoritative standpoint. I believe that leaders, experts, consultants, strategists, coaches, they need to be able to articulate their value using content and be able to write effectively and be able to communicate um, to their audience what they do, how they help people, and be able to also infuse their personality and just really enjoy the process of growing their audience. We are in a different time. If you can hear me, I'm on what is the Substack, but I'm also live on camera on YouTube. Okay. So you are more than welcome to listen in if you're at work or working, and you can come and look at me on YouTube later. But if you want to watch and you want to see my pretty face, you can come right on over here to YouTube and have a conversation as well. But we're in the chats. I'm looking at both chats. So yeah, we're here in October 31st. And I know that a lot of things are going on in the world. And there's a lot of chaos. Okay. So we're gonna cover a little bit of the chaos, but we're gonna get down to business. Okay. So let's just call it for what it is. Okay. The world, and like I told people, the world has been on fire since 3 BC. Okay, the world has been on fire since 3 BC. That's just what it is. So everything that's going on right now has been going on, but to the magnitude of what it is, the whole point is to get you in a chaotic state so where you cannot really do anything, right? The war is, and when I say war, I have to be careful with that word, but the aim, the target is your mind. If they can get your mind, they can get you in any capacity. They can do whatever they want if they can get a hold of your mind. Okay. So how do we do that? How do we uncover? How do we get over that? How do we like shift? Right. The shift is here. Is to understand that going forward, you have the ability, you have the ability to get your power back, which is the power of your mind, right? The power of your mind. So it's about how you view yourself in a world that has contrast forces, contrast things happening, right? There's a lot of um activities that's going on. And look, this is how I can help you with this, like how I can help you shape your perception. Everything is through the window of a phone. Everybody with me? Like, how powerful of a realization is that? Everything is through the window of a phone or window slash TV. Think if all these things went away. Like if we didn't have a phone, if we didn't have TV, if we didn't have radio, if we didn't have social media, you would know what's going on. Your nervous system will probably not be as erratic. That was a revelation that I had a couple of months ago. I was like, we wouldn't really know what was going on. If we didn't have all this stuff. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't have this chaotic reaction. Everybody with me? Everybody with me? So I wrote an article for Substack, and I just want to real quick. Um, I really want to kind of hone in on something that I wrote. If y'all can still see me on YouTube, if you can hear me on Substack, give me a one in the chat. If you can see me, YouTube, or if you can hear me on Substack, give me a one in the chat or give me some hearts. I would love to know if you can, because like I said, this is kind of interactive, but like I said, I know everybody working and I want you to work. I want you to focus. But I just want to make sure that audio and visuals are on point. Okay, Katura said one. Kamira, sorry, Kamira says one. Ebony said, I'm Quay, I'm going to YouTube. Harley just joined us. I see Yasmin, Catherine. Who else is here? Come on in, y'all. Let me see. It's Sweet Symphony with me. It says one. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Um, so here we go. Here we go. I'm going to read to you a little bit of what I wrote. Where is it? Where'd it go? Because I felt like it was good. Okay, so I said, why in the world do we stay busy and get nothing done? Okay, so I also made a video on TikTok that talked about like a lot of us are getting things, are doing things. We're always busy, but the reward of all of that input, right? All of that I'm busy and I'm working on, and I'm planning for this, and I'm creating this, and I'm trying to make things happen, coach. But when I look at your stats, and I look at your numbers, what is the indicator that these things have been successful? What is the indicator? What metrics are we using? Where are we going? If all these things we say we're getting done, but nothing is getting done, then what are we doing? Are we on the same page? Do we have a strategy? No. See, and that's kind of where I want to call us out at. So here we go. Busyness can be a form of avoidance. Deep down, we tend to dodge things that feel heavy or risky. The tasks that demand real focus or emotional effort. And it might even look like this. Okay, it may even look like this. A big project that falls or feels too complicated to start. A tough conversation that we keep putting off. A dream or a goal that takes time, discipline, and maybe even some uncertainty. Facing something uncomfortable about yourself or your situation. I want you to put it in your mind, put it right down in your journal, put a little note somewhere, and say that in November, I'm going to train myself to do hard things. I want to train myself in November to do the hard things. Okay, which means what? If I can't really do the hard things because of whatever, then that means that there's a lack of data. Which means what? Let's go even further down in that. There's no evidence that I trust myself with doing the hard things because either I have outsourced a lot of my decision making or gave away my power to other people or blamed other people for my setbacks, or or I have not really taken any risks to strengthen that self-trust. This is why you got a lot of people that are still in the game. And people like myself, I have built enough data since I was 18, 19 years old, since becoming an adult, okay, to where I feel that I can trust myself. Now, here we go. Now let me go. Can I just go ahead and be transparent? I don't trust myself in selecting good men. I tell people like relationships. I'm not good at that. I am horrible at picking men. Okay, because I got enough data. Jay, would you ever get married again? No. You know why? Because I got enough data that tells me that things just don't work out in that regard. I think men are great. I think they're beautiful and all this other stuff, but marriage is just not for me because I'm horrible at selecting mates. Amen, somebody. You got to know where you at. It doesn't mean I'm bitter. It doesn't mean that I've been hurt. Yeah, you know when you bump your head a couple of times, you start thinking to yourself like, yeah, I think I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna let the girlies take that one. You understand? So there is an understanding that that's just not my department, right? However, when it comes down to business, Jay got a lot of data. I got data that I know how to make things happen. I got enough data to put out there and stay in the game of business, right? Because I've done the work. I know what it's like to start off from scratch. I know what it's like to build a business based on just having a couple of $100 in my account. I know what it's like to have $10,000 cash days. I know what it's like to have an $18,000 weekend or $20,000 cash weekend. I know what it's like to close $50,000 in a week. I've got evidence. I've got evidence that I can tell a client no and then have another client to come right after that and I close them. You understand? I know I have enough data to support that. Why? But why is that? Why am I able to stay confident? Because I've been trained, I've been coached, I've been guided, I've been poured into, and that's because of why? Why? Because I invested in that. I poured into myself. I've gave myself the opportunity that when I paid money to someone, that I saw myself on the other side and giving myself the return on investment, not return of the investment, because that's a completely different thing, which means that a return on what I invested means that whatever I invested plus what is gained on top of that investment. I didn't take myself into a deficit because I see myself as the reward, the self actualized, the result on the other side, even if it was to take the framework and make the framework work for me. Everybody with me. So you can't always tell somebody, I can't see like every time I pay somebody, I don't see it. But why don't you see it? Because you have to lead yourself through to the other side. You are your best investment. You're supposed to be. Why would you? But that's why I always tell people, like, how do you want to be invested in and you're not willing to do what it takes? Okay, so Jay, I don't have like a whole lot of cash to do that. Okay, I get it. But do you have time? Where's your attention going? Where's your energy going? You're in Canva all day, every day. Where are the conversions from that? Where's the where's the conversions from you being locked in Notion all weekend? Come on, somebody. Y'all talk back to me. Where is the work? I've been posting. Okay, posting. Okay, got it. Understood. Where are the numbers from that? How many sales came in this week from you posting every day? Well, I'm just posting. Okay, but see now, okay, so let's go there. I'm posting. What is the strategy after that? Where are we taking people to? What's the goal? This is where you have to bring self to the mix. I have to bring myself to the table and say, okay, I've been doing a lot of work. I'm not seeing after 30 days of, do we have email subscribers? Am I communicating with people? Okay, so Jay, if I've been posting, then what now? Because I don't know what else to do. No, you do know what else to do. You're just not doing it. You know what it's called? It's called creating relationships. Have you started doing that? Your first 10 to 15, I would even say, because 10K, we really need to take that conversation now, because now we're in quote unquote inflation, and we have all these costs, and the world is doing what the world does. You need to just go ahead and say the minimum that I need to be generating every month is around the 20K mark and more. Okay. Around 20K is the minimum. If you are a kind of a entrepreneur that's getting, into that groove, you've gotten some conversions before, you've had people to buy something before. Now we need to start getting ourselves ready for scalability and recurring revenue, which means what is the minimum amount that you are generating every single month at basic level, and then capitalizing and compounding on top of that. Where are we thinking about that or no? I'm on YouTube looking at everybody in the chat, and I'm on Substack. Listen to everybody. Exactly, Lindsay, I get it. But go back to what I just said, y'all. 10K is was the language of 2020. Oof, here we go. So if you were in that 2019, 2021 to 22 era, right? That whole era right there where everybody was talking about the manifest your first 10K, 10K, 10K. It was language, it was messaging, it was nice. All the girlies were talking about it. All the girly coaches was, in 10K. Yes, 10K. I think I got my first 10K month. It was solid, cute messaging. But now we're in 2025. The world is not playing with you. Okay, 10K. We're gonna have to raise that bar just a little bit. We're gonna have to raise that bar. Oh, coach, I'm trying. Now I'm gonna tell you why. That you have to start thinking about things in a completely different way. We're always in a state of minimizing the efforts because we want to be careful. We want to be, I just don't want to our we have too much emphasis on trying our best. And I want y'all to hear what I'm saying before you react. Okay? I want you to listen to what I'm saying before you emotionally respond. Because your the first hit is always emotions. Your body gets it first. And then your intuition got to take over. This is why you got to wait a minute. We are in a season right now where the contraction is being felt all over the nation. If you're in the West, okay, in the United States, if you're in the world, period, you're watching the United States. And I tell people the reason why a lot of people are uncertain about a lot of things because so many people relied on the United States for so many different reasons. And I'm not going to get into that in this conversation, but United States is the biggest buyer in the world. So a lot of countries relied on us to buy a whole lot of things. And I'm not going into that, but you already know where we at. Okay, so now let's get micro, because you got macro, now we got micro. So everybody feeling it. But when the market contracts, okay, there's some contrast, there's some restrictions, some tightening, right? And people become a lot more selective about what they buy because now money is seen differently than it was when it was flowing like wine to people. Okay. So for me to spend my money now, to quote unquote invest my money in something, I have to be able to see on the other side that whatever is on the other side of that money is bigger than the money itself. Because money has no power if you're not doing anything with it, right? It's only the value is on the other side. I always tell people that how you think of yourself is what's on the other side of the transaction. So if you're going to eat McDonald's every day, then obviously you think your body is a trash can. That food ain't, that we know that food ain't right, right? So, but I see myself valuable if I'm always what? Investing in my mind. If I'm investing in my mind, then what am I doing? I'm only paying for things or putting my money into things that's going to make me sharper, that's going to heighten my skills. So let's go back. Now that we know that that is happening, and that is the thing, then what we need to do is start looking at money differently. The 10K was sexy messaging for that time. Think with your economic brain. Think think of it from a capitalist standpoint, because everybody on here is a capitalist. I don't care how much you go back and forth with being an activist and all that kind of stuff. You are a capitalist if you have a business. Okay? I do believe in conscious capitalism. I do believe in healthy capitalism, right? So we are in a time where the contrast and the tightening is happening, and I'm putting up air quotes, right? Because money is abundant, but there has to be a perception that things are tight. You hear what I said? There has to be a perception that things are tight because the withholding of resources so that people can get chaotic, but also for the entrepreneur. Let's go on to your porch real quick. To you can see this as a couple of different things. Okay. So there are people right now that's freaking out. 10K is no longer sexy messaging like it used to be. Because as soon as you get to that 10K, I promise you, it ain't what it flipped out to be. So this is why I told you 10K ain't gonna get you that far like it used to. Because when you get through paying for you get through paying for your expenses and because I know you're gonna splurge. 10K, you gonna eat that up in 2 days. Because you're gonna take yourself out, you're gonna get caught up on your bills, you're gonna pay off a couple of credit cards, you're gonna take yourself out, take the family out if you got family. You know how we do. You go for a spa day. I deserve it. I deserve it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm gonna need for you to go up a little bit. Cause 20K, you just need to hype that price up just a little bit more. You just go ahead and push it up, because when you have a higher monthly target, okay? When you have a higher monthly target, you need to start thinking in terms of, what do I do with all this money? That's the first question that should come. Like, I know 10K, we think, it's a lot of money, and we think oh, no, no, no. I just, I want to. You think like that, but 20K is where you be like, okay, this is a lot of money. For a lot of people, 20K can drastically change your perception of money, especially now. Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, thank you, Courtney. She said I added it up one day. I need $40,000 to do that and then some. And a lot of y'all need to sit down and look at your expenses. You need to look. Some of y'all don't even know how much is going out anyway per month. Like, you don't even know where your bills at and how much you pay every month to live. And then you got to add on taxes. And then you got to add on business expenses. And then you got to add on the things you really want to do and retirement. Because I keep telling people we got to start thinking about retirement, especially if you in your late 30s and 40s, 50s. Entrepreneurs, we got to start thinking this way. Stocks, yes. Bonds, yes. Portfolios, yes. Stock options and options trading. If you get into that, that's even better too. But I'm talking about the retirement period because we looking buck out millennials, Gen X, y'all, some of y'all working probably got your 401k and it's cool. But entrepreneurs, you gonna have to look at some things. So $20,000 minimum. I'm talking about minimum. And I'm being graceful right there. You need to, but I need you to get to a place where you buck your eyes and be like, girl, I need to put this money somewhere. What am I gonna do with all this money? Because it's too much to spend. You really gonna have to think with that money now and say, okay, I need to call somebody. Girl, what do I do with all this money? Who I need a financial advisor. What do I need to do with all this? You got things to do. This is why I said like the minimum needs to be something where you're being challenged to think bigger than a 10K. Cuz I'm going to be just straight up. Even during these times where chaos is happening and people feel uneasy about things, I need you to start thinking about you getting more creative and stop thinking about I just want to feel safe. I just want to do just a little bit here and a little bit there because I don't want to do no, 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 no. This is really the time where you start thinking like I can do this. Like it's time for the big. It's time to think bigger. It's time to think expansively. And like I've been saying, if y'all been in matriarch CEOs, if y'all are on here, I see some of y'all on YouTube. You remember I used to talk about longevity, permanency in your business. You got to start thinking about now and later and past you. You got to start thinking past your lifetime. Everything that we're building right now, here we go. Everything that you're building right now, like your YouTube channel, TikTok account, Facebook account, y'all got to start thinking about these bad boys as digital assets. Are they worth something? Come on. Are they worth anything? What is the, because you know what? When you start thinking about like trusts and estate planning, now we got to start thinking about digital estate planning. Don't you know this is a lifetime right here where you're capitalizing off of a digital asset and your children can feed if this applies, if your children can feed or whoever your loved one that you leave behind will be able to feed off of your digital asset for time to come. I need you to start thinking bigger. This ain't just about no posts and oh, people get on my nerves and I just want people to just I just want people to respond to me. Stop. Uh-huh. Digital estate planning is booming. Yep. Absolutely. That is a real thing. Digital assets is your IP, your social media, etc. Because people are making money off of these things. And so now you got to start thinking about expanding your portfolio. It's not just about investing in Apple and stuff like that. Now you got to start thinking about YouTube, your licenses, and all of this. When people used to say, I am paid to be me, your name holds weight if you carry it right. That's a quote. That's a tweetable. Your name holds weight if you carry it right. Stop playing with your name. Lindsay just said your brand too. Yes. Personal brand. We are in the era where it's not about your feelings. It's about your namesake. Write that down. It's not about, oh, I'm just going to create this little cute little post and no. Is this reflective of my name? Stop playing with your name. Stop playing with it. As of today, stop playing with it. Everything you do needs to be attached to your namesake. I have a kid, right? She'll be 18 in a couple of months. God be with me. Okay. What I do carries, and the weight, how heavy it is, it's going to I'm going to be forgotten by the time my great grandchildren come up if it's too heavy. So what my namesake needs to be a little lighter. It needs to be lighter. You know why I say that? And I'm talking about light in emotion. So when your name is mentioned, it's not, yeah, she could cook. Yeah. But mommy made sure we were good. Mommy made sure we eating. The world is on fire, but mommy, and see, this is why I don't have a problem with being the sacrifice. You understand? I don't mind it being heavy on my shoulders. A lot of people don't like that word. They don't like that call. That's a call. This is why I said you either gonna walk in this calling, or you're just gonna treat this thing like a little trend hobby. That's why I said, sometimes you got to shut your mouth and shut your ears up to a lot of people, because people treat entrepreneurship like it's a trend, it's cute, it's something to fly by. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't play with this. Mm-mm. I don't play with this, and I will forever fight for it. I will forever fight for it. I don't care. You can, and my daughter, we laugh about this, and I probably shouldn't put this on YouTube, but whatever. I always say that I want my gravestone, which funeral planning and end of life planning and all that, because I'm gonna get started on it in the next couple of years. I probably need to start on it, around this time, because I remember my grandfather did that. My grandfather planned his whole funeral in his 40s. And he passed away, what was it, 2021, my dad's father. And he played. Like he created his whole, everything was planned. So there were no worries. His name was light. The burden was light. So one of the things I want to put on my gravestone is 2 middle fingers. No, I'm just playing. But I have this idea in my head, like 2 middle fingers to the patriarchy. Because no, you're not going to take my name. No, you're not going to take my freedom. No, you're not, because I'm still going to build anyway. I don't care. I came into this realm, and this is my own personal testimony, right? I came in this realm as a woman, and then you tack on black woman on top of that. Oh, I got something for you. And I came here in a time where we free. I got you. I got you. Because I'm finna show you that no matter what you throw my way, I'm still gonna get things done. Period. You can give me trauma. You can give me 2 divorces. You can give me miscarriages. I'm still gonna make it happen. Get them out of my way. Let's do it. Let's go. Right? So you have an obligation to fight for your name. That doesn't sound very feminine, but I'm gonna tell you why you got to come out of that whole feminine. That's performative. That's all performative. Okay. Women are bad. Okay. You're a whole being. You know, you're a complete being. You do all the things. Okay. And this is why they got so much jealousy for the woman. But don't get me started. This ain't feminism. This is just woman to woman, baby. We just bad. Okay. We bad. We bad. Let me see what Courtney say. Or they treat entrepreneurship like a job with extra work. Yeah, absolutely. So let's just get back to taking things in consideration and overpowering the power that they're trying to project, right? So we're closing up October. Now we're going into November, right? Tomorrow's November, and November is the future. It's another round. You close up this month strong, and then tomorrow you wake up in another quantum, right? So you have to think about planning. Sit down and you look at where you were this month. reflect. That's the time when you reflect. Go over your numbers. Your numbers going to tell you everything. Your calendar is going to tell you everything. It's going to tell you everything that you didn't do. There's a lot of things you didn't do. Okay. And there was a lot of things that you did. But did the look that the didn't do and the did doesn't doesn't make sense. And if you're telling yourself, heck no, okay, so tomorrow's another round. When we wake up, when our eyes open, it'll be another day. It'll be another month. What are we going into the next round with? What does that look like? Because whatever you plan, whatever you write down is law until you break it. Did you hear what I just said? Plans are spiritual. It is the manifestation of what you are doing and have achieved their end results. When I make a plan and I make goals, that's the next milestone, which means that from where I am right now to the goal, that's going to matter. That path is going to matter, right? And if we think in terms of time being non-linear, it's already happened. But if we are thinking in as time as linear, we're going to the goal. Did you see how I put that? So we're looking at quantum physics or quantum mechanics in so many ways. The plan is the highest probability as we feel in our perception that we can achieve within November. You see how I broke that down? And it has already happened. There is a reality that is already manifested with us doing that. So what we have to do is meet up to her or him if you're listening. But that's going to take you holding what you can hold as if you already had it, and then you will have it. Is everybody with me? Is this making sense? If I get to a place in my mind where the goal is, what is it? Up the road and around the corner, which means I'm looking at it in terms of linear, then there are things that I need to do X, Y, and Z to meet up to her. Because I'm going to the goal. And the goal is to be achieved by a certain date. But the date that I set my goal, the goal has already been done. It's that it's got to come in my reality. That's a word right there. I hope that y'all caught that and you held that in your belly. So if I put today's date down, or I put November 2025 goals, what I am telling the atmosphere, the ether, God, the universe, whatever you want to call God, infinite intelligence, that it has happened. It has happened. I have achieved this. My intent is to do this. This is law. This has been done. So now what I have to work on is holding that, walking in that as if it's already done. And by the end of the month, I shall see it come to pass in my physical sensory reality. So I can't deviate from what I said I was going to do. I have to stick to it and be open to spontaneous surprises and miracles that may come and be better than what I said I was going to do. That's a word. I don't know if y'all catching this, but that's I don't know what ram I'm in. So I need you to stop second guessing yourself about all the things that you want to do. You need to stop second guessing yourself and look at from the course of this year how many times we second guessed ourselves, and we're basing our perception on what's outside of us. That is, and we know that the intent and the agenda is to keep us off of our path of ultimate self actualization. That if the rest of the world sees everything is unstable, are we stable? I'm talking about individually. I'm not talking about collect. That's why I say you got to leave groupthink. Leave groupthink. I'm not a, everybody like, oh, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. No, I'm me. And this is a reality I'm just passing through because I'm living a human experience. I'm gonna free y'all from this whole attachment to reality. I don't identify as a whole lot of this stuff that people want you to identify as, because that is you're tacking an identity onto me. I am enough. Well, are you a this and are you a that? No, I'm me. Babe, I'm passing through here. I'm here to manipulate energy. I'm here to overcome and override this power. I'm here to do great exploits. I'm here to get wealthy. I'm here to be abundant. I'm here to impact the world and lighten up the load on my name so that my children can eat if it applies. If whatever it is I'm set out and accomplished to do to live the best life possible and push back on a reality that is projected upon me, and then I'm out of here. And it's all good. Think about how you talk. Like, baby, we just passing through. They can do whatever they want to. We going on. Period. Did you know so and so? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, hey, if they like it, I love it. But as far as my plan, this is what I'm doing. Girl, did you see that they finna they getting ready to I saw that. But I'm meeting with these people tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Girl, did you see that they trying to take away this and take away that? You know what? That's real sad. But you know what? This is why I got to do what I got to do, because my family got to eat. And then I got some neighbors down the street. We all pulling together because, see, we have resources. Everybody been working over here. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. You got a business. Some of y'all that been riding with me on my other, my old profiles. You remember I've been talking about that. There's like, we got to get to a place where we're in business, and when things like this arise and come up and they try to shake the foundation, like true service, true helping my fellow man, true love comes through actions where your people don't have to starve, where the children in your church don't have to starve, where the children in your family don't have to starve. Because there should not be anybody hungry in your family and you got a business. Don't get me rolling. And you're supposed to be spiritual. Amen, somebody. And see, that's where conviction comes in. Because see, sometimes I gotta call myself to the carpet, like I'm too smart to be. What is the problem? We're supposed to be filling our barnyards. We're supposed to be filling up the getting the supply. We're supposed to be filling up the what's the problem? You know what's the problem? We're not focused and we don't have a strategy. Because see, the strategy is the strategy. Everybody got a strategy. This ain't about happenstance. This ain't about, they're just doing this. They're just doing this. No, 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 no. Everything is strategic. We've been talking about this. This has all been in the works. What have you been doing though? That's why I said if they have a project and a plan, where's yours? Why isn't your plan and your project to the T and detailed? I'm not talking about no, I'm gonna put out an email tomorrow. No, 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 no. Tell me what companies you're gonna go after. What is the revenue? What is the daily revenue and sales goals? What does that look like? What is your plan? What is your strategic plan? Oh, I want to do this and I want to, I want to get a scholarship. Do you have a whole plan to get to that? You don't even have sales skills. Some of y'all don't even market. How are you going to help the poor and you don't even want to market? I be trying to get my friends to help me. Maybe your friends are not ordained to do that. Maybe it's complete strangers in a whole different part of the world that's supposed to be helping you with that. But instead, you're so focused on people that you know before you even asked them, you knew they weren't going to do anything. But you need something to complain about. My friends don't support me. They ain't supposed to, silly. What are you talking about? Why are you going to your friends to support your business? Why don't you go to people that need what you have? Your friends don't need what you have. I don't ask my friends to buy from me. I don't. They're not my ideal client. My friends are my friends. My friends got their own businesses. They working. Everybody working. Everybody got good stuff going on. Now, do we help each other? Absolutely. That's because all my friends, all them entrepreneurs, we give value to each other. That's the foundation of friendships. There's value exchange, right? You have to have people in your life that there is a value exchange. Period. That's how this the whole thing works, right? So when it comes down to your business, you got to start standing on business and say, okay, let me go and look for people that could potentially be interested in my product, in my program, in my course. But I'm holding myself back because I need an excuse as to why I don't and why I can't and why I choose not to. I have to complain about that because complaining and loss and not doing and giving up is a default. Why is that? Because I've gathered so much data in my life. And the data points to that giving up is more comfortable than actually taking big risks. Because on the other side of the risk, if I just play this thing right, there is a huge reward on the other side. Yeah, I could probably lose stuff. I've lost things. So what? The data that I have, though, is bigger than the losses I've had. I got more data winning than I do losing. That's a word. Some of y'all need to work on your data collection. You don't have enough data. If you're so used to losing in life, of course you're not going to do anything to win. You're going to do things to make you comfortable and just do a little bit just to say that you're doing something, but it's not moving. There is no progression. There's no, you're just kind of winging it. There's something off about that. This is why you can take an L and still get up and keep going when you have more wins than you do losses. You need to practice winning. Oh, Lori said most of us have complaint accomplices instead of actual friendships. Everybody in our life is losing. That's crazy. Why I need to start having people around me that's always giving me some good news. Girl, we got this contract. Girl, we opened our store. Girl, we opened this and we got a new client and we got a new. I need to hear that all the time. Iron sharpens iron. If everybody around me is talking about losing in life, that's a problem. Of course, nobody is moving anything because you got a lot of people in your family that's not moving. You got a lot of people in your friendship circles that are not moving. Have you planned out November? That's a real question. You actually like, have I planned out November? No. So why haven't I planned out November? What are you scared of? I always tell people that if you're going to be so frantic and nervous and scared about building something that's bigger than you don't need to be in business. You need to go work for somebody. You need to go and be under someone's management. You need to be watched. You need to be governed over. And I really mean that from love. If you are so scared to take risks, you need to be managed. If you can't manage yourself, if you can't lead yourself, you need somebody over you, like a child. Some of us got to grow up in those areas. If you can't lead yourself to plan and to get clear on things and not get up until you are clear, because the brain obeys clarity. The reason why a lot of us keep losing is because our brain is clear about losing. It's only going to go towards protecting yourself, and even the things that's supposed to bring you the winning side, it protects you against winning because it doesn't know what that feels like. It doesn't have any evidence. You haven't given it any information on what it's like to consistently win over time. Because you're winning, and the winnings in life are your testimonies. You can draw off that data. You can say, I remember that time where I hit this. So if I did that, I know I can do this. I know I can do it because I've done it before. I've done it 2 or 3 times, and I had this going on, this going on, this going on, and I still hit it. But if you don't have any data to see yourself against, heartache and against chaos and against trials and tribulations, guess what? Your body gonna be like, girl, we're not doing all that. Well, you know what that looks like. But planning is supposed to be comprehensive. Well, I don't want to overwhelm myself. What do you mean overwhelm yourself? What are you talking about? See, that's why I can't. Well, everybody don't have it like that. Who is everybody? You? And I need y'all to stop doing that. Stop looping in everybody into your story. Start saying, I don't. Everybody just don't know. You haven't pushed yourself, and you haven't taken the steps and be courageous enough to step into your own. You're an adult. You can do things. You can do hard things. Stop kindergartening yourself to your, like, that's, we're not preschooling our way there. The majority of Americans read on a 6th grade comprehension level. 6th grade reading level. That lets you know how everybody want to dumb down everything. You got people that know how to do all kinds of exploits, all kinds of projects, great at, smart, intelligent, intellectual. And you dumb yourself down on purpose because you don't want to. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are we being for real? So all this training and all these skills and all of these competencies and all of these wins for other people that you what? And then now you want to dial it back because you're no, because it's about you now. So you can do a great job for other people because it's a performance. You want validation outside of yourself so that you can matter to other people. But you're not worthy of it. Are you kidding me? You don't love yourself that much to go all the way. You don't think yourself is dope enough to go full throttle. You don't care about yourself that much to just go full force. You're scared of yourself, but you don't want anybody else to be scared of you. Yeah, that's crazy. I want you to think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. How easy it is to say yes to people. How easy it is to do a great job for other people. How easy it is to show up and show out for a company, to show up and show out to please other people so you can get that validation, but you don't do that for yourself. And if you don't have the life that you want, you blame your parents, you blame your friends, you blame your ex for jacking up your credit, you blame so and so for betraying you when you were 13, or you blame this client that just outed you, and this person that did this to me, and then this system, and then I invested, and then this happened, and I don't know what happened, and I got trauma. Get out of the past and get back into you. You're not enough. Don't don't tell people to love yourself. Don't you gotta love I love myself. Do you love yourself enough to not struggle in these next 20 years? Ooh. Mm, I don't know. Some of y'all got kids. That's why they gotta call some of us to the carpet with children. If you love your kids, what's going on? Why ain't you building? I just got so much. So, when I get into those moods, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first thing I said, tell myself, like if I get into a place where I start feeling sorry for myself about whatever, be like, oh my God, I just, and I catch myself. That's why I say you got to be your own parent and your own coach and your own consultant sometimes. Be like, so you're in the first world, baby. You in the United States. Freedom, quote unquote, air quotes, right? You got reign to do some you got leverage. Why you tripping? I can do whatever I want. If I got free will in so many ways. Like what the heck? I can build some things here. Like I can build some things and help somebody else. Why am I not doing that? Y'all with me? Substack, wake up. YouTube. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be through with it. I need you to start honoring yourself enough. Oh, and today is the last day too to sign up for a subscription because the 15% off of the subscription fee is up today. So if you're gonna get the 15% off your monthly subscription on Substack and get your booty on in there. But I need y'all to wake up. If you love yourself, if you care about yourself, if you want to see yourself thrive, you're gonna have to take some risks. You're gonna have to jump. You're gonna have to plan. You're gonna have to make some bigger goals than you have been. And you've got to also, with those goals, really, really get into a space and say, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. And you need to go back in your mind about a time where you achieved something against all odds. Not saying you going back and relishing in it. Not saying you're going back in there and wallowing and feeling sorry for yourself. No, you look at that as a test of strength. Like I've been through worse and I've been through 100% of all my troubles. And I'm still standing here. That's a testimony in itself. You being here through all of the stuff you went through. The exes, the bills, the sickness, the disease, for some people it can be suicidal attempts. It can be, I was in a crazy house, I was taking pills, I was, whatever. And look at you now, you're still here. So you still being here is a testament to itself that you know how to make it out of 100% of all your troubles. You know how to come out of things. You've done it. Even if you're in something, you're still showing up. Even if you are having, difficulties right now, you you still got a roof over your head. You're healthy for the most part. You're not in somebody's hospital room fighting for your life. But you mean to tell me that you know what? I even go here. America got fake food. I mean, that's not a conspiracy. It is what it is. We still here. That's in itself. So I'm gonna end with this. Your name should be enough for you to get up in the morning and do something. If you know that you need to be putting some courses and stuff together, if you know that you're supposed to be getting a master class or some type of challenge, you need people in it. You need to get more eyes on your content. Like I told y'all, are you making content and pushing it out? You need people to buy your stuff. Why aren't you doing that? I don't care how good your course is. I don't care how many people that talked to 2 years ago. I really don't care. What are you doing today? Is anybody subscribing to yourself? Why is that not a metric in your business? I need to have at least 10 subscribers a day. I need to have at least 20 subscribers. And I'm not saying don't please don't get on here and talk about a week. That's a week, WEAK target. You need daily input. We don't have that kind of time. You're trying to elongate this thing every single day. Should be a day in itself that today I need a sale. Today I need subscribers. Today I need leads. I need to have new people coming into this bad boy every single day. Are you kidding me? Every day is a seed sown. Every day I'm moving forward. This is a page in your book. Every single day is a page in your book. Per week is week. Thank you, Savon. I need you to get bolder than that. Coach, I think you just kind of I'm already ready for it, but I'm gonna debunk it before you even get to my inbox with the buffoonery. Coach, I just think you need to give grace to people that don't know. Are you speaking for yourself or are you speaking for all these people that you don't know? Because they don't know you. Why are you talking for? Are you talking for yourself? Just tell me what you can't do and start speaking for other people. I don't need you to speak for other people that you don't know. You don't know them. You don't know what they're capable of. But is this about you? I'm talking to you. Everybody ain't on here. Everybody's not listening. They're not supposed to. Everybody that's listening to this is ordained to listen to this. Something hit you. I don't care where you are in your journey as an entrepreneur. You can always, you can do better. You know that. You know that. And like I told people, I don't talk to children. I talk to adults. I talk to women. Now, if you have some other stuff going on where you just can't think for yourself, then I can't help you with that. And maybe that's just not time for us to work together because I talk to adults. I coach people that are adults that don't have to speak for other people. Speak for yourself. Always pay attention to that. Always pay attention to their language. When you see people in the comment section saying, well, everybody don't, and everybody can't, and everybody doesn't have, they're speaking for themselves, but looping in everybody to cover up their insecurity in themselves. They really want to, but there's a barrier. There's something keeping them from stepping into. It's a projection. And then also when people say things like, well, they ain't gonna do that. I know they're not. I'm talking to people who is for. Implied context means everything. Understand context and understand messaging. So you got to start mastering yourself in that level. Stop being so super emotional. Read a post and before you react, check your body. Does it trigger you? And if it triggers you, you speak for yourself and say, you know what? You talking to me? Because there have been posts I've seen. I'd be like, that's where I need help within that area. Or that's what I'm focusing on right now. And you're absolutely right. I need you to do just that. I speak for myself. And if I do speak on other matters, like other subjects, right? I always loop into my work and what I have seen and what I have experienced for the majority. So we have to start thinking about how we're positioning ourselves for this next season. Plan ahead. Like today needs to be a day where you are doing the work, reflecting on what happened in the last 30 days, and preparing for tomorrow. This is a 31st day. So you need to finish strong, focus on what you've done these past 30 days, reflect on that. It don't take long to do that. You ain't got to sit up here and do a whole week retreat. Look at your numbers, look at your calendar and say, you know what? It just didn't match up. Okay, so now let's get ready for the next thing. Let's get ready for the next 30 days. Okay, we're going into November. Let's make some very, very audacious goals that we believe in and that we are reading and that we are taking into account and we are moving past. But anything that you do, the big goals and the audacious goals that you set, you got to be audacious. You can't think that the same personality and the same behaviors, the same habits that you held and packed in your back pocket all October is going to work in November. You can't bring that old self into that new realm. You can't. It don't make no sense. Or you're going to repeat. You're going to have October happen over and over and over again. You got to be a different person come November. And take into account your emotions. Take into account that things may come up because that's how life is. Life's okay. That's not an excuse anymore. You still got to get ahead of the thing. Get your systems together. Go ahead and automate your content. If you know what you're offering, get your offers together. Find package things up. Get ready for the bundles. Black Friday is coming. Get ready. See, the projection is that nobody has it. Look at what the world is. There's still buyers. I promise you, there are still buyers. I promise you. October, our revenue doubled. Are you kidding me? I don't buy that. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Yes, yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's a lie. Just speak for yourself. You're not doing anything. You need to take consideration. You got to get ahead of this. And you need to stop making excuses and start moving. Every day, move. Just, I'm not saying burn out. I'm saying keep up a consistent pace. Well, how many posts I should make a day? I don't know, baby, until you get a sale. Posts, there is absolutely no quota on how many posts you need to make a day. I don't care if 2 people saw the video. I don't care if 2 people saw the post. Make another one. Get that data out there. You need views. I told y'all November is my goal is to get to 500,000 views. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Don't ask me, but that's where we're going. 500,000 views minimum. I don't care about likes. I want 500,000 minimum views on my content. That's what I'm talking about, Courtney. Congratulations. She said my salon revenue increased by 60% in October. Stop telling people ain't nobody got nothing. You don't have it, or you don't have the stamina, or you don't have the strategy to get it yourself. That's the problem. G Chester. Who is G? G Chester just became a subscriber on Substack. Yay. Y'all got to come on. You got to make moves. This is ridiculous. There are people out here that are still enjoying life. People, these celebrities got to come out and say something about what? What do you want celebrities to come out and say? What do you want them to do? You got people that are elected in there. Go to them. You need somebody to take care of you. That's what you want. You want somebody to come and save the day instead of you getting your tail up and saying something. Welcome. She said, hello, it's me. I love it. You just have to stop outsourcing your anger. And if you're not going to do anything, shut your mouth and work. See, I got my clients ready a year or two ago. I got my clients ready. I told them, I said, listen, you need to just hush your mouth and you need to just get to it. Stay out of everybody's face, out of everybody's way. Make your plans, stick to your plan. The day is coming. I'm not speaking doom and gloom. I'm just telling you, get ready. Put your head in the game. Breath work, breath work, breath work. Focus, focus, focus. Program your mind. Go to bed with subliminal programming. Wake up in a new realm every single day. Take care of your emotions. Everybody ain't against you. Move accordingly. Your news that you take in is not for you to get nervous about. It's for you to understand strategy. Amen, somebody. It's not for you to get depressed. It's for you to move accordingly. Protect your family, plan with your family at all costs. Know what you need to be doing. Okay? Sales and marketing needs to be your number one thing that you do every single day. The first piece of the day. Sales and marketing. Put yourself out there. There should not be a negotiable. Not going there and checking your emails, not going there and just no. Every single day, the first thing you need to do is sales and marketing. Are you kidding me? That's first thing. First things first. Sales and marketing should be 70% of your day. 75%. If you don't have any clients, 100%. 100%. I said, I didn't stutter. Sales and marketing needs to be all you doing. Because what else is going on? Ain't no money coming in. What are you doing? What else do you have to do? What else is important? I don't care about, I'm just learning this. No, you need to get some cash flow in. What are you talking about? That's preschool work. Sales and marketing needs to be all you doing. 100% of the day. Both sales and marketing. Marketing, spreading awareness. Sales, having conversations that lead to some type of conversion. I don't care if you use email. I don't care if you use phone. I don't care if you use social media, DMs. I don't care what you use. Zoom, I don't care. You need to be having some movement. What else do you have going on? Nothing. Okay? Writing intensive starts back up December 2nd. Okay? I already got people that's on the waiting list. I'm going to be sending those notices out this weekend to let people know when to start getting their payments together so they can go ahead and knock out December because we're going to lock in. And everybody, we got to just get it together. We got to get it together. There is no other time. Period. In the story. If you are interested and you want me to send it to you, DM me or email me your email address and I will send you the PDF so you can review and be ready. We're going into week 4 of the current writing intensive. and it's going great. They love it. They're working. Mondays, we do it every Monday at 11:30 Central Standard Time. It's a group intensive. So, what am I saying? You can do this on your own, or you can come into a container and build some like-minded connections, especially if you're surrounded by losers. Because you got to work with me. I'm sorry. I we work over here. We work over here. Okay. So if you don't like working, if you think everything is supposed to be feminine and pink and all this pretty stuff, you just go right on ahead. I am not the coach for you. I'm telling you that straight up. I don't mind telling people that I'm not it. Baby, go find you somebody you can just float your way through the money and lose your money, and then you be looking mad and trying to sue them. We do skills and we build. Okay. So anyway, I gotta go because I gotta go finish my work too. Because this is work, but I'm gonna finish my day and we're going on. Period. End of story. All right. Get your work done. Focus. No more procrastination. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your day and happy Halloween. If you're going out trick or treating, just protect yourself and stay safe. All right. Bye.